Hello, it's Philip Taylor from Richmond Green Chambers speaking, and I'm looking this morning at a book from LexisNexis. It's in the area of family law. You can see it's called the Butterworth's New Law Guide series. That's the book itself. It's the Guide to the Family Procedure Rules, and you can see there's a little bit of blurb on the back. The book is quite heavy. It's about 700 pages. Starting at the back, there's a very good index, which you can see there. The rules themselves actually are set out in full detail from page 185 onwards, and then there are the practice directions and various other things at the back. And what you have right at the front are 6 chapters, which cover an intricate area of points. That's the contents themselves there and there. And you can see also that you have very useful subheadings for each chapter, which sets out what you could be looking for. And you do, of course, have the standard paragraph numbering at the sides. The book is quite heavy. I found it extremely helpful. I use it in conjunction with the family court practice, which is the main book I'll see in court. But I think this is one we will see in court as well, because I think it's a very quick guide for some of the areas of law that you might be involved in, and I'll talk about that in a minute. The book has been written by 4 people: Andrew Newbury, His Honour Judge Michael Yelton, Vicki McLynn and Clare Williams, and we've given it a title on the web and the net as follows. We say the new FPR explained as a guide and friend by LexisNexis. That's what it is, a guide and friend. We've been awaiting the new family procedure rules, the FPR, with bated breath, and they've not disappointed us. Any guide will be of assistance to the family law practitioner, and this particular title is a treat to the eyes for its clarity and the layout of the work itself. And I'm particularly pleased with the way they've done this, because as a lawyer myself, it is the way I would be used to reading about what I'm looking for, and I think if I've explained it that way, that is really one of its little gifts to us. Because we're in the profession, it's very user-friendly for us. I think it's actually quite user-friendly for other people outside the immediate legal profession, but people who are associated with family law, especially as we start moving towards mediation in a much bigger way. There are 6 chapters in, and obviously they cover the first 185 pages, as I've indicated. They give us the common sense views, covering a useful and broad introduction. And then we go into the review of the following areas: the matrimonial and civil partnership proceedings, the protection of individuals, children and vulnerable adults, general procedural provisions, and finally the glorious other, which of course is costs, etc. Then we have, as I say, the rules themselves and the PDs, and then the index. And I'm particularly keen that when you look at the 6 chapters, you can go quite quickly to the area that your case may be covering, and that I think again is very helpful because of the way they've classified it. Therefore, the guide gives us a comprehensive and detailed explanation of FPR. What we found particularly helpful in addition were highlighting the differences between the old rules and the new rules, and the additional guidance to the few circumstances where the CPR actually still apply. It's also a timely publication, of course, for us, with the introduction of the rules earlier this year in April. And the 4 authors, of course, are all, as I've indicated, experts as family law practitioners, 3 of them being solicitors and 1 being a judge who practiced at the bar. The general philosophy which lies behind the rules embrace the 4 objectives which are covered. Now they're similar to CPR in the way that was looked at some while back now, but the 4 objectives for family procedure rules are modernisation of language, streamlining of procedure and harmonisation with the civil procedure rules, a single unified code of practice, and alignment in all levels of court. The last one being particularly helpful, I think, because if you remember with the CPR, it was the Green Book and the White Book, and bringing them all together made a tremendous difference. And likewise with the criminal procedure rules, we seem to have a series of rules now that are very much more user-friendly for the 21st century. Of course, with the family procedure rules, that philosophy we're talking about has been successfully translated into practice from what I can see. And of course this book itself is extremely helpful. So what LexisNexis have done is to produce this guide, which is a product and distillation, if you like, of a large amount of learning and understanding of what we need as practitioners from the practitioners themselves and the decision makers themselves with the new landscape. So I'd like to thank the four authors, Andrew Newbury, Michael Yelton, Vicki, McLynn and Clare Williams, for making the process of understanding these new rules much easier for all of us during this massive time of change. It's great to have this as a companion with the other works that I have to use in court. Thank you. Bye-bye.